the reason we're talking about this, you guys probably know, but this came out again. It won't leave the Niners alone. This is
Never.
This is like almost 2 years ago. The Niners didn't want Brady, but the new details are that the coaching staff didn't want him. That they watched film and decided he wasn't that much better than Jimmy anymore.
Isn't the quote only marginally better?
Only marginally better than Jimmy at this point in their careers. What a misevaluation. And Kyle Shanahan went on the radio this morning and was asked, "Is that true?" And he said, "Of course." He said, "No, no, it's accurate. It's inaccurate." But I didn't go down today. I had some personal stuff I'm working through here, some family stuff. I didn't go down today, and no one asked about this. And it was, I don't think you can really ask about it ever again. This was the day. So he got let off the hook. I think it's a really big topic. Why do you think Tom Brady? Okay, let's just say, Kyle says it wasn't true. I believe it. I mean, this is Seth. Of course he's going to say it's not true. I believe it. Why do you think the coaches didn't want Tom Brady? Do you think they just honestly just threw on the tape and they were like, it is Tom Brady, but the tape says he's not. Do you think they just honestly misevaluated it, or there was something else here?
First off, who looks at his tape with that offensive line and those wide receivers?
How do you not understand the context?
Gronkowski, and then says he had a bad season.
Right.
I think he had a great season because he had tension. All
things considered, He
had to jettison Garoppolo in the recent past. I mean, just the in-house tension between him and Belichick was obvious. It was getting toxic. How can you evaluate that as anything short of, damn, that guy gave it his all. He held that four together, even if it wasn't a great show. He still was competitive with.
He took that team to the playoffs. That's not a playoff team.
With who at wide receiver?
Yeah.
So that's number one. Secondly, the tape. The tape does not lie. It showed them with that cast, without Kyle Shanahan calling him plays, without Trent Williams on his blind side, without Raheem Mostert in the backfield, and George Kittle and Deebo Samuel, and eventually Brandon Ayuk. Can you imagine Tom Brady with those weapons? I like our offensive weapons better than the ones he has, with the exception of Gronkowski. I really do. I like the gadget players that we have. Kyle Juszczyk, people like that. Can you imagine Kyle Juszczyk protecting Tom Brady and being his check down? First off, Tom Brady is the next coming of Joe Montana. Now, it's actually, you can't say that. Joe Montana was the prototype that Tom Brady perfected. That's what I feel he was. He's the greatest. So just imagine the kind of Joe Montana style offense that Tom Brady could have just executed with all of the trick plays and things like that Shanahan has. So that's not what it was about. Let me tell you what I think it was about. Tom Brady came to this team. Keep in mind, you have meltdowns in Super Bowls. That's what's on Kyle Shanahan's resume.
Yeah.
Whether he's calling plays, coaching the team, and calling plays, he's got two of the worst Super Bowl defeats in history. He's got the biggest numerical comeback, and with the amount of time remaining, gave up the largest lead with that time remaining, I believe, in 152 games in NFL history, something like that. It was some weird, ridiculous statistic. Basically, he had a less than 1% chance of losing that game. Somebody could look that up. That would be great. But if Tom Brady came in and won, then everyone would have said, Shanahan was missing Brady. Yeah. And suddenly a Super Bowl victory, egotistically, morally, emotionally, on paper, people will be like, Brady won a Super Bowl again. If Garoppolo wins the Super Bowl this year, people will be like, Shanahan finally got his Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That will be the headline. Shanahan gets monkey off back.
Yeah.
Kind of like Steve Young.
That is true, yeah.
And that's what I think. And he's got a big personality. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I don't dislike big personalities, but to bring Tom Brady in, first off, Tom Brady is up there in years. He has that sage wisdom about him. Shanahan would not be the big dog anymore. And that's why I think he did not want Tom Brady. I think Lynch would have loved it.
Right.
But I think Shanahan would not, because his legacy would be in Tom Brady's hands. That's why we don't have him.
I totally agree with that. Jeremy says, oh, God, could you imagine Tom Brady teaching Trey Lance the Niners play such small ball? Well, actually, the nice thing about having Brady is they wouldn't have to trade 3 first-round picks for a quarterback. They'd have all their first-round picks the next few years, and they could spend it on things to help him. Just saying.
So here's the thing. The funny thing is we could have had Brady and Lance, but we would not have because Brady would have had a say. Here's another thing. Brady would have gone to Shanahan and be like, no, you're not spending 3 first-rounders on my eventual successor.
No.
I'll bring you 3 Super Bowls. If you let me play for 5 more years, I'll bring you 3 Super Bowls.
Right.
You better give me the offensive line, and you better give me another, like Ross Dwelly is the other tight end, but he would have brought Gronkowski anyway. But the point is, that's the thing, is that we would have had a just impregnable offensive line. Brady would have demanded this. And so all of a sudden, Brady would have been calling the shots. You know Kyle Shanahan will not allow for that.
Tobin says no Brady for Niners because of Kyle's ego. Arians equals no ego. Arians has an ego. Here's the way I see it. I think it's wisdom of age. Arians is almost 70. He wanted another ring. I think he did he ever get a ring? I don't think he got a ring in Pitt. He might have gotten a ring in Pittsburgh. I don't know.
As an assistant coach of some kind.
As an assistant. But he's never won one as a head coach. And he's getting toward the end of his career. And he wants a freaking ring. And he's going to take one however he can get one. Kyle at 40 thinks he's going to win 10. And he can still pick and choose how he wins at this point. It doesn't matter how many he gives away in the meantime. In between time.
Here's the thing. Jesse said that Kyle Shanahan needs to get out of his own way. Arian is really good at getting out of Tom Brady's way.
Yeah. That's his main
so
skill.
I don't particularly think he's the greatest coach. I don't think he's the most brilliant coach or anything like that. I think he saw an opportunity here. He was like, yeah, I like the defense they have. I'll take Gronkowski and Tom Brady and get a couple of draft picks. I'll do it. And I just think he realized, hey, this is my shot to establish, yes, I am an elite coach. And he took it. And he knew it came with a certain degree of humility. You have to be humble around Tom Brady. Because in the end, no matter, unless you're Bill Walsh or Belichick, you don't really get to talk when Tom Brady walks in the room.
Nope.
Those are the 3 greatest NFL minds I think there's ever been.
Yeah. You just need to shut the hell up when Tom Brady's talking. And I don't think Kyle can handle that. You know, Brady's older than Kyle. Brady,
hey, coach, just call the plays.
Yeah.
I got this.
Or actually, I'm going to call the plays for a little while. I don't trust you right now. You're being a little erratic. Rodgers looks to be leaving the Packers after 2021. I read he wanted to be a 49er. What sacrifice should the Niners make to bring him over?
Boy, this is, you know what will happen is if he goes to another team and it works out, people will be like, this is like the Tom Brady episode. I don't know if I'm really sold on him after 2021. I mean, we have Trey Lance right now. I think that they might want Trey Lance. But they don't have him under contract, so they can't trade him, right?
I'm sure Kyle Shanahan, if he's the coach here next year, would love to get Aaron Rodgers. And that would involve, again, they offered a trade for Aaron Rodgers. I'm sure. I don't think the offer could change much. They don't have other picks. It's Garoppolo.
But I think it has to involve a player.
Nick Bosa or Debo.
I was going to say Warner or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I honestly, I think with Zadarius Smith, that's his name. I think with the defensive line, Bosa would blow it up. But I think that they would do better to get someone like Warner. I just don't see that happening. It's a sticky situation to get Aaron Rodgers. I'll be honest with you, if I was Aaron Rodgers, I would never want to come to San Francisco. They passed on me. They won't trade for me. They don't want me.
Yeah.
They ran me over in the championship game.
Is that the plan? Is this just are they just waiting around for Rodgers? Waiting for Rodgers? I don't know. That's a bad plan.
I don't think so.
Terrible plan.
Well, the thing is, I think Aaron Rodgers has a bigger prima donna complex than Tom Brady. Absolutely. Tom Brady is at least constructive. I think that Aaron Rodgers can be distracting.
True. If Trey Lance don't play soon, I'm pulling my sister's weave off. That's just not nice.
No, and I teach her how to give a good groin kick. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.